Going on, guys? How are you? It is Monday again, of course. You know what it is. We're excited about Mondays because Mondays means we're spending time together, right? And then Mondays are just fabulous. They're just great. Like, I'm just in love with Monday, right? So, guys, I just want to actually encourage you to encourage you to jump on board. I'm going to be doing my 10-day challenge coming up December 10th, I believe. I'm going to start it December 10th to December 20th. And then also to let you guys know that I do have my challenge coming up where I'm going to be doing, it's a little bit of a different challenge that we're going to be doing this time. It's going to be good. So make sure that you guys jump on in and engage. And also, I have just a small, tighter, compressed version of my Mindset 101 course that I'm going to be launching for free on Wednesday. Okay, so it's just 3 weeks. We're going to do like a lot of intense work on mindset. We're just going to be talking a little bit about what mindset is, of course, sharing how we could change our mindset, and then understanding what it takes to actually dive into that, what it looks like, and so we've got a lot of people that have already signed up. I'm excited about it. And we're going in starting on Wednesday, right, guys? So make sure, if you haven't already, check it out, sign up. This is my last course of the year. The year went really well with MS 101, and so we are going to end it off strong. So I'm going to do this free, course for everybody that hasn't gotten a chance to get in on the course all year, and just so that we could just do it. You know what I mean? Just talk about it. But without further ado, of course, this is What's the 411, and we are excited to be talking to different individuals who are ready to share their story and all of that great stuff. So we have a lovely guest that conversate with, and I'm excited about this conversation, guys. So let's go. Let's get it on and pop in. All right. Let's get it on and pop in. And of course, this is What's the 411, where everybody's story matters. Hey!
Hey, how are you?
I am good. How are you doing?
Doing well, thanks. Give me one sec. Let me fix something here. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't close this screen.
Ooh, she's got the vibes, guys. She's got the vibes. She's got.
Hold on, I'm gonna figure this out.
All right. So we are speaking to Color Their World today, and we're excited about it, guys. We're going to get the 411 from Miss Erica London.
That
All
you
right.
are. Can you hear me well?
I can hear you well.
Okay, good.
All right. Okay, so let's go. Let's start off by giving us a little bit of information about yourself, who you are, what you do, all that great stuff.
All right. So, hello everyone. My name is Erica London. I am the CEO and founder of Color Their World. I am a children's author, wife, and mother of 4 children.
All right. Okay, so talk to us about this book. What prompted you to start writing?
Okay, so I have 2 books. Now I can say I have 2 books. The first book is called Missing You, and it's written in the form of a poem. I actually have it here to show you the cover. It looks like this. Everyone, okay. So this book is written in the form of a poem and is essentially to assist children in dealing with grief and loss as such.
So this book pairs with a song as well, right?
Yes. So I felt like the book needed a song. So I wrote a song to go along with the book. It's available on all musical platforms. And the song is called Missing You. And I wrote the song. It actually took me about 20 minutes to write the song. So just because the frame of mind that I was in at that point in time, it was something that I felt very strongly about, because the book was written after my uncle, which made it easy to write.
Hmm. And so, why is dealing with grief so important? I mean, for children, why did you decide that this was an important book to write?
I think it's something that I don't believe that we discuss in our community, West Indian community as such. Death is like the forbidden topic, and as in this day and age that we live in, children, I believe, are very knowledgeable about what's going on around them, and I think it's something that it needs to be discussed. It needs to be brought to the table, and I think as parents, or a parent, myself being a parent, I would want to be the first one to bring up that conversation with my child rather than relying on an educator, a counselor, or whomever it may be. So in writing the book and having the questions and facts that follow the poem, I believe it opens a window for the reader to bring about the discussion with the child.
Okay, yeah, that's important, definitely. So talk about your other book. You said that you had two.
So the other book is called Stuck in the Middle, and that book is to assist children. They're all like, I feel like all the books are like kind of like help books. So this book is to give a voice to that middle child who feels like they don't have a voice. It's a little more humorous in nature, also written in the form of a poem, and at the end of it has the questions and facts to also help the reader to bring up the subject with the child. So that's the type of notion, or whenever anyone picks up one of my books, I want it to be known as such, that, oh my gosh, okay, I'm gonna get my questions and my facts at the end so I know how to talk about it. And then the storyline, the story itself is something that is relatable to a child.
Very important. So you came up with this name, Color Their Worlds. I love the name.
Thank
Talk
you.
about the origin. Yeah, it's great. I love it.
So it was pretty tricky coming up with the name of Color Their World, because before I wrote the books, I actually started the YouTube channel. So the YouTube
Oh,
channel, I wanted to create a platform for diverse authors, to indie authors, self-publishing, all the rest, to have a platform to showcase their material, in the back of my mind knowing that eventually my books would come along. So Color Their World, I didn't want to pigeonhole myself, because I wanted to use the word black something. And I said, you know what, I can't do that, because I know that I'm going to be reading books from authors all around the world. So that's where the world came in. And then I kind of narrowed down the black, and then it ended up being color. So it's Color Their World, color the minds of children, widen the horizons.
yeah. So talk about your YouTube channel. When did you start that?
The YouTube channel, when did it start? Oh my God. Okay. Yesterday was actually a year since I started the YouTube channel. I know I can't,
Congrats.
sometimes I sit back and I'm like, I can't believe I have close to 100 videos on the YouTube channel already. It's crazy.
Good for you.
Thank you. So that was, yeah, December 2020 is when I started the YouTube channel. And I have to say, it started from very humble beginnings. It was in the middle of COVID, so it was very difficult to film in the places that I wanted to film, because the idea that I had for the channel is I want to essentially be known as the female Caribbean version of LeVar Burton.
Okay.
So I don't know if you remember Reading Rainbow.
Yep.
Do you know that show? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So it kind of, it starts off with a, let's say, for example, we're at a bakery and we're learning about how, a baker operates, how they run their business. And then it would follow through into a book about baking. And then it would
Right.
have like an outro. So essentially all of the readings on the YouTube channel follow that same type of flow. So now that things are starting to open up within the city and the province, it's going to be more easier for me to get in contact with other businesses, to be able to do what I initially had in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a really good idea. That's definitely important too, to get out there, talk to
yeah,
other authors, and then get into spaces where, visibility, representation, where we can be seen.
of course, of course. It's very important, and not everyone has that opportunity, to get out there. So I want to be that person who can go to people, for their voices to be heard, whether it being through their business or essentially through their books.
Love it. Love it.
Mhm.
Love it. Love it. So what's the name of your YouTube channel? Is it Color Their World as well?
Yeah, yeah. Everything is the same. I tried to keep the name the same throughout, so you can find me anywhere. So Facebook is Color Their World, Instagram, same thing, YouTube, same thing. And the website is the same thing, www.colortheirworld.ca.
Awesome. Awesome. So you also do readings. Talk to us
Hmm.
about the readings that you do.
I do. So I've just recently started getting out into schools and doing readings at schools. Growing up as in the city, that was something that I believe we used to have a lot of. I know they've kind of buckled down on it, and due to budget cuts and whatnot, it's not easy for the board to have, authors come in to read, but it is something that is still done. And depending on the teacher, um, any authors out there, it is still available to you for you to be able to read in schools to educate children, whether it being reading your own books or any other author's books as such. So I believe that getting into the schools are very important because the children, they learn so much there. They spend so much time there, and essentially what they learn at school, they will bring home to you. So case in point, let's say I go in there and read my book, and then they go home like, oh my gosh, mom, somebody came in and read this book today, and then it keeps going. So that's essentially what I want, and I believe there's so many different areas of the market that you can tap into that we just don't know of. And being an entrepreneur, it's kind of forced me to find out all of these different facets. So
Yeah, that's important, doing the readings at school, because I remember we would have so many different people coming in to do different things in school, and then
hmm.
all of a sudden cutbacks started happening and we
Right,
stopped seeing it.
right,
Yeah, so
yes,
yeah,
exactly, exactly.
it's important to remember that it's still a possibility. So that's awesome.
It is, yeah.
And it's super important. So when you go to the schools, do you read your own book or do you read other books? Like, what do you do?
I first started off trying to read my own. Right now, the I'm not doing it as much because I've spent most of my time for the year trying to promote my book, get it into stores, libraries, develop the website, kind of get the name out there. And right now, I believe it or not, my daughter has really done her work in terms of advertising. Like she went to because I have merch that goes with the Color Their World line. So like she'd go in wearing the mask, and she had a teacher ask, oh, what's Color Their World? And then she told the teacher about it. Now I have three teachers, is it three? Yeah, about three teachers in her school that use the YouTube channel for whether it being virtual or in class purposes. So let's say, for example, the theme of the month is teamwork. The teacher would ask me to read a book on teamwork. We do the recording, and then we send it off to the teacher and also make it available on the YouTube platform as well. Because I ensure that all the readings are available to teachers that do virtual and in-person learning.
That's great. Kids are phenomenal when it comes to supporting what you have going on. They're
Yes,
so fearless. They'll go anywhere. They'll talk about it. So
I'm
that's
telling you,
awesome.
it's so
Yeah,
true.
that's really,
Yeah.
really good.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of
Yes.
comments going up. Thank you everyone for joining. I'm seeing some of my people here. Hello, Abby. I saw Monique. There's other people. The words just keep going up. But hi, everyone.
Yes, there's lots of love in the chat talking about, hashtag Black authors, and the importance. It's important for people
Hmm.
to understand that we're out here doing our thing. You know
We
what I
are.
mean?
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes. 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 Okay. So, what is your why? Like you're out here, you're putting all these things out, you're doing your thing, you're in the schools, you're on YouTube. Talk to us a bit about what your why is.
You know, okay, so let me have a truth moment. At first, my why was like, okay, well, I need to find something else to do because okay, let me rewind, okay? Because I don't find the point in doing these lives to give you fluff information. Let me be honest with you. 2020 was a year of hell for me, okay? I worked 20 years in the dental field, um, an extremely satisfying career. Somebody asked where they could follow me. My handle on IG is Color Their World. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's the same name. That's COLOURTHEIR World. Okay, so I had a job. The owner of the practice, she sold the practice to another dentist. She ensured us that we would have been protected by our contracts. You live in Ontario, so I mean, you're probably aware of some of these things in terms of contracts and whatnot with work. And this new employer came in with his own staff and new ideas and whatnot. Now, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a job. It's happened twice already, okay? I've gotten a job over the phone with somebody not even meeting me, just reading my qualifications, but thinking that I'm white. And then I walk into the place and they're like, oh, well, we hired a Black person. And then I look around and I'm the only Black person there. So now I have to suck it up and feel and make it look like I belong. Okay. So let's fast forward again to this job. I get the job. Long story short, he ended up, it was just prior to COVID, firing me from my position. You want to hear the reason why?
Why?
He said I was too smart. The only thing, girl, let me tell you, the only thing I
So
didn't,
hold on. So too smart,
yeah,
what, like overqualified or like what?
essentially because he was no longer, he was now the owner of the practice. So my previous employer now became the associate. So she couldn't really do anything about it. And I'm like, anyways, God works in mysterious ways. When you know, 2 months later, COVID happens, the whole office shut down. 2 other employees ended up leaving because they couldn't even believe what happened. And he even went as far as to contact Service Ontario stating that I was threatening the staff. And that was the reason why I shouldn't get EI. Like, I'm talking about this, like, evil is not even the word, okay? So I'm like, all right. So I tell my husband, I'm like, so yeah, I had no job. Now I have to do virtual learning. So really and truly, this whole situation caused me to press the reset button because I'm like, I've spent 20 years of my life giving of myself, not specifically to this particular practice, but in like in all. And I was comfortable. And maybe what happened, God was like, you know what, you're a little too comfortable. Let me ruffle some things up for you a little bit. Okay. So that's essentially what happened. And it forced me to be in a position where I went back to writing because I used to write before, but I did it as a hobby because I never had time. And, you know, now with COVID and everything happening and realizing that there really is a gap in the educational system and also noticing that my daughter had difficulty in reading, I said, okay, well, let me try and figure out a way to make this fun for her. And that's essentially how the YouTube channel came to fruition. It was through her wanting to encourage her to read and make it fun. So it's been a long road. And listen, my story, if I ever write a book, it might be a best-selling book because there's just too much that I can't possibly fit it into all like this short period of time. But that's what drove me and has continued to fuel me to, I guess, say be successful. It's kind of weird to say because I just started, but yet so many positive things have happened, thankfully, that it's I'm just extremely driven to see it through. And now knowing that it's so difficult to even after COVID to going back to working for somebody after working for yourself. I don't know if you feel that way.
It's not gonna happen, right? You're like,
No,
I'm done. I'm done.
no, it's not gonna happen. Listen, three weeks ago, I had a dentist call me to just come in and do some, work because that my position, that's what I can do, right? So I go in and I was there for the day. I was like, no, Erica, you can't do this anymore. You can't do this. I
The
can't.
time is done. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm passionate about what I do, and I'm extremely grateful that I have the support of my husband to be able to kind of hone my craft and develop what I already know what I want the end result to be, and just on the way there, I'm grateful to have the support. So
So important. I mean, and a lot of individuals, not only yourself, have had to change things, had to
Mm-hmm.
do something. You know, COVID really came in and it just forced them in a place where it's like, I got to get out of this box
Yeah.
and change what I'm doing and try to, figure something out. So I love it. I love hearing these stories about how COVID, you could flip the script on COVID. You
For
know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah,
Because it was a
definitely.
rough time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Oh yeah. Hi
Yes.
Jax. Sorry, I'm saying hi to story time with Jax. Hey Jax.
Yes, and I seen somebody in the chat saying that they had just subscribed to your YouTube channel.
Oh, thank
So make sure
you.
you guys all go and subscribe to the YouTube. Check out the website. Check her out on Instagram and order the book because you have a link in your bio that should take you right there to order the book, guys. All
Yes.
right?
And the
Okay.
second book, actually, I have a holiday special with the second book because I teamed up with Kim West from Kids Swag Co. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
No.
So, okay, so Kim West is she's another entrepreneur. She lives in the Durham region. She lives in Ontario. She's her business has been around for just about 5 years. She was in the news recently because of the swim caps with the Olympic team.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
the I think I had mentioned this to you before. So
Yeah.
basically, the there were some swimmers on the Olympic team that were wearing caps that she's known for carrying, and they basically said that they couldn't wear the swimming caps because it didn't conform to the normal shape of their head. Now, obviously, people of African, West Indian, Black people, most of us have lots of hair, okay, and it's difficult to properly wear a swim cap that doesn't have enough room to hold your hair. And the the board of anyways, she was in the news for that. She was known for the swimming cap, and there was, I believe that they came to a resolution, but she has other products that are geared to children of African or Afro Canadian descent, just so we can see ourselves through merchandise, any type of product. She carries it all. So I have a $10 gift card that is conjoined with my second book. So it's a package that's available on my website. So you can use the $10 towards anything on her page as well, which is great.
Awesome. I love the collaboration. I love to see it because it's important, especially in our community. We need to be supporting one
For
another,
sure.
showing solidarity with, and then shouting everybody out because everybody's doing some fabulous things. There's some great
Everyone.
things happening. You know what I mean? So it's all good. And I want to send a big shout out to Sam. She just jumped on and she's the one that connected us,
Yes, Sam.
so
Hey.
got to send a big shout out to Sam. She's having a fabulous event this weekend too, the Black Experience Bureau dinner or gala. So
Mm-hmm.
make sure that if you guys have not checked out her page, check it out. The dinner menu is going to be off the chain.
Listen, I saw
So
the menu. It's good. It's
mm,
good. It's good. It's good.
like, I mean, it's going to be off the chain. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited about the menu, but then she's got a whole bunch of different things planned for the night. So I'm excited, guys. Make sure you guys get your tickets for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so as a Black mother, as a wife, as like, you're out here, you're a woman, you're doing your thing. How important is it to be an entrepreneur so that your children see you? You said your husband supporting you. You have all these other women in the community who are supporting you, different people, not only just women, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
how important is it for you to be an entrepreneur?
At this point in time in my life, it's very important. I want to be able to show my children, or any child for that matter, that once you put your mind, not even a child, anybody, there are so
Yeah.
many people, men, women out there that are kind of stuck. And, you may have an idea and you don't know how to, you have the idea in your head and I'd first say you need to write it down, write it on paper. Um, be persistent. And I want to show my children that once you put your mind to something, that you can truly succeed. Depending on what your level of being successful is, you can succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's important, especially like, for our youngsters coming up, they need to know, they need to be able to see, because we can tell them all day long,
Yeah.
but seeing it is it's a different thing,
Yeah.
once
Oh
you can
yeah.
see, you know, your mom, your dad moving towards this vision and actually making it happen,
Right.
like bringing it to fruition, they're just like anything's possible,
Yeah.
you know?
You gotta live it. That's for sure. You can't, you gotta
Mhm.
talk the talk, walk the walk, do all of the above. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
for
all
sure.
together now. Yeah. So how do you keep a good balance? There's just so many roles that a woman has to play, you know?
Hmm.
How do you keep a good balance with it all?
I'll be honest with you, I don't have a good balance. I don't. I'm trying. I'm working on it. Many mornings I'm up until 3 o'clock in the morning, either writing, like preparing the content for the YouTube channel, doing the read aloud because I have a team. Like I have my cousin actually helps me do it. So what I do is I do the recording, I take the pictures, I do the videos, send them off to her. She edits. I find the music is compiled, it's edited. Then you got to do a cover for the YouTube video, then separate cover for the IG page. Like there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. It's not just, read the book and done and done. And I think it's because I'm a perfectionist, because I don't just hold the book and read. I do a voiceover, and sometimes because I want to be able to put my West Indian flavor in it in some way or another, right? So
Yeah.
some readings I do in a West Indian accent. So I might do it in a Trinidadian accent. Some I might do in a British accent. Some I might do in an African accent. Now, I don't know how in the world I became so good at this. I think what I do is I would sit down and watch a movie, and then I'm like, ah, yes, I have it, and then I start to record. So it takes time, and most of the times I get in the zone the early hours of the morning. So it's after I've done
Mm.
everything through the day and everyone's sleeping and Erica's working. So I don't have a good balance, people. If you have any pointers, please drop some comments because I'm still learning in that respect. And I think it's because I'm a perfectionist and I refuse to be complacent with just it's good enough. I'll put it out there, you know?
Yeah.
So,
No, I love that. I love that. And you know what? As you said, we have flavor. You know what I mean? So I love how you got to put your flavor in there, add your little spice, you know, all of that
yes,
great stuff. Because it's
yes,
important, man. It just
for
makes the
sure.
reading, I'm sure, 100% better.
Oh, yeah. And listen, the children, it's funny for the children. And I want the children to be able to reflect with what they're reading. You know,
Right.
I remember when I was growing up, I lived in Alberta for 2 years, and my sister and I were the only two Black children in the entire school. Don't even talk about the library. I couldn't even find a book with a colored person. It's so like politically a colored person. I couldn't find no book with a Black person in it. Okay, no book. And it's
Wow.
hard as a child, you want to be able to see yourself. And I think that's the other reason why, like, I'm looking at my hair right now, I'm like, oh gosh, my hair is frizzy. But this is the other reason why I used to flat iron my hair all the time, because I'm sorry guys, I'm going to be honest, I was ashamed of my Blackness when I was younger. And I was fortunate to be able to have, as my uncle would say, yeah, I no late for school here. So meaning like it takes a long time for your hair to get combed in the morning. My hair was
Yeah.
was good enough, for lack of a better word, because anyways, I don't want to get into that, but that I could flat iron it. So my hair was always straight. I rarely ever wore my hair natural like this, not only because I couldn't find a product to maintain the curl, but it was easier for me. And it's so funny that as I get older, and also because I just can't help the way that I look, and me tagging along with 4 children, my eldest is 15, and I look like I'm the babysitter or the sister, trying to look older. I used to do so many things to try and make myself look older. It's so ridiculous, honestly. It's foolish now that I think about it, but it's just being comfortable within yourself. And all of my experiences now, having the platform to show the children it's okay to be who you are. You don't have to try to be anybody else to fit in. So that's me.
That's a huge lesson. That's a huge lesson because I think, no matter what, that's a big lesson everybody's got to learn in their life at some point along the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So it's important for kids to understand that, especially because they're special just the way that they are,
of course. Yeah.
and they got to embrace that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's a whole conversation,
That
though.
is,
Definitely.
yes, you know, right? It's like you could feel it in the undertones. Like we could just segue, break off into it, but no, we're gonna keep
Yeah.
it grounded, people.
No, for real though, for real though. It's definitely a conversation that, it's important for your kids to know about that part of your life too and
Mm-hmm.
what, different
Yeah,
things that we had to go through and stuff growing up.
yeah,
Um, but what you've learned from it as well. So it's all good.
I hear you.
Um, so do you agree with the statement? I was just talking to my mom literally about this statement. It takes a village to raise a child.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, we primarily do it on our own in terms of the daily ins and outs of, raising the children. But if I didn't have the help of my family members, I mean, I don't want to say I don't know where I'd be, but I don't know where I'd be because I feel sometimes as women, if we don't have a choice, we just know how to get it done. Do you know what I mean? But it definitely does help to have the village and some of the advice so you don't make the same mistakes that others have made in the past. So definitely, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, super, super important. And I feel like more and more now we're starting to branch out, even as entrepreneurs, as a community in general,
Hmm.
just looking to see how other people are doing things and then learning how we can adapt those things to our own families
Yeah.
and helping our own children
Yeah,
grow, right?
for sure.
Yeah, super, super important. Um, so, what keeps you motivated? What keeps you inspired?
The first, okay. There's so many things that keep me inspired. So I could say the children. I could say starting something new. When
Yeah.
it's almost like a relationship, when you meet the person for the first time and you're all excited and you can't wait to see them. And that's how I feel about working on the channel and the book. It takes me to a different place, very freeing, where I'm able to express my thoughts, my ways that I want things to be shown to the world. And yeah, I think, yeah. And I remember the first time I saw my book so my book is in the Eaton Center in Black owned Toronto, and it's in Pickering Town Center in Canada, Black Marketplace. And
Marketplace.
I
Yeah.
remember the
Yeah.
first time I saw my book in the store, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's really mine. Like it was almost like one of those your reach skill, like one of the moments. I was like, yeah, this is this is a good feeling, and I want to see more of it, and I'm hungry to see more of it, and not more so because, oh my gosh, I'm going to make money from selling the book, but because I truly believe that the books that I write are going to help people and children.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Congratulations on
thank
those
you.
accomplishments because like you literally just got this book out here. It's already in the stores. You've got a song for one of your books. Like you're doing major
Hmm.
things. So congrats,
Yeah,
man. Congrats.
thank you so
It's
much. Oh, don't
exciting.
forget, pardon.
It's exciting.
Oh no, it definitely is exciting. It's like growing up, I always, we always sang. You sang in church, sung as a child. My family is a very musical family, and being able to incorporate that into the channel, it's it's not only enlightening, but it's fun. I get the children involved in it as well, and the I did a nursery rhyme album that's coming out at the end of this month with 4 songs that I kind of tweaked to make it sound more Caribbean. I just I
Okay.
can't help but hi everyone that's tuning in. Hi Princess Foundation and was it Carusa Designs. I just can't help but I don't want to leave my people behind. As things start to grow and the business starts to grow, it's important that you remember where you come from and what your roots are. And that
Yeah.
is why I am a firm believer in just doing what I do. You know, the album only has 4 songs, but 2 of them are R&B style, and the other ones are fast West Indian type of flavor. You know, one of them's on the YouTube channel already. It's the Wheels on the Bus, and
Okay.
it's done pretty well. I did that. It's been out for a year already, and I kind of kept it low key on the channel. I never really talked about it. I just kind of released it. I'm like, okay, let's see how that does. And for the most part, it's done pretty well. So I'm pretty thrilled about that.
Okay, okay. So, guys, you heard it. You got to go check it out. Check out the
Mhm.
YouTube channel. You've got another book coming out. You said at the end of this, or at the end of this month.
No, the book's out already. The
Oh,
second
the
book,
book's out. So it's a song coming out.
it's on yeah, the musical album is out at the end of the month.
Okay. And where can we get the album?
The album is going to be on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal. It's on, I guess you can say on, I guess when you say all musical platforms, that's what it means. So essentially that is what will happen. It will be on all musical platforms. Currently the Missing You song is on all musical platforms. We're just waiting for the album now.
Right. And it is definitely a touching song. You sent me the link. I listened to it and I was just like, okay. After that, I listened to it a couple more times and I'm like, yes, yes, it's definitely a very touching song. Very, very touching.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hmm. Yeah, girl. So why did you decide to pair the music with the book?
I don't think I could do that for every book, just to let you know. But the only reason why I did it for that book was because that book was about my uncle. And I think it was more fresh to me. So it was easier to write the song to go with it.
I see.
Yeah. So don't
Okay.
expect songs for every book, people.
All right, all right. And I know you have a lot of great things happening and you're doing so much for the community as well. Talk to us about what you have coming up.
Oh, wait, oh my gosh, I forgot the Christmas party. Okay, so December 19th in Brampton at Malcolm's Choice, I'm going to be hosting a children's Christmas party along with Coco Community Cares. We will have games, food, activities for the children. COVID restrictions will be in place. And once again, wanting to support another Black-owned business. Jody is amazing. I went there last week, or I think the week before, to do a reading for the Black Friday week-long special that she had. Like the venue, this woman is able to transform this venue into so many things. It's unbelievable. She's so talented.
Right?
And so yes, it's going to be there at Brampton. And you can sign up. The link will be in my bio on my Instagram handle, which is at Color Their World. And it's, just come in for a great time. Most of the proceeds, like the donations for the food and whatnot, we are going to be donating to a women's shelter. We already have the name of the women's shelter. I don't even know if I can mention it, but we do have a shelter that the food and whatnot the non-perishable items will be donated to. And the caterer for the event is also a Black-owned business. It's Laz Catering. She actually happens to be my cousin, and she is an amazing cook, or amazing
Okay.
chef. And so on the menu, not that I can mention anything, but we have fried chicken, waffles, macaroni and cheese. We have vegan options as well, fruit tray, veggie trays, desserts, and the whole 9 yards. I'm trying to fit everything into 2 hours. I don't know how I'm going to do it. These kids, by the time they leave, sorry, parents. But yeah, it's going to be fun.
Okay, okay. So that's December 19th, Malcolm's Choice. What
Mm-hmm.
time?
From 3 to 5, and it's $25 for the ticket.
3 to
So
5, $25 per ticket.
yeah.
All right. Okay, that sounds like a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely always down to support. And Malcolm's Choice, that venue is just beautiful.
It is.
There's too many things you can do with that
Yeah.
space. It's just fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah. She really found a good place, nice, storefront and whatnot. She's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Yep. And I also seen that is that what else do you have coming up? Is that it that you have coming up for this year? And then next year, I mean, you have the musical album coming up at the end of the month. You have
Hmm.
the Christmas party December 19th. Was there something else?
Well, the two books are available on my website. And
Right.
it's more so for this year, the ending of this year, and for most of next year is that's my intention, because I have two other books in the works, but I feel like I need to kind of hold off on that to promote these two first. So I'm going to spend
Okay.
most of the year next year promoting the two books, and there will be other surprises to come. I'll be working with other people that's also in the works as well, that I'm really excited about because I didn't anticipate it happening. But I could just let you know that it's in conjunction with TVO Kids. So yeah.
Wow. You know what?
Hmm.
At the beginning of our conversation, you were talking about how you always love to write and you kind of put that aside because you got busy with other things. But you see how like your gift was always there and it was just like ready and waiting for you
I
to
know.
just take off with it.
Isn't it
Oh
crazy? Like
man.
sometimes I feel like I was stifling it all these years. I'm like 20 years. I'm like, Erica, oh my gosh, what could you have been doing? And mind you, I'm so grateful to be able to, work with my patients and just feel like I'm making people better and feel confident about their smile and whatnot. But I don't know, man. I should I blame it on COVID again? It has caused so many people to change their vision and way of thinking and just way of doing so many things, and realizing that you can be more. You can be so much more. More than the 9 to 5, coming home, hustling, dinner, breakfast, homework, bed, do the same thing next morning. It's amazing. And listen, anybody who has a 9 to 5, okay? Please. I don't know if you heard that part. The video kind of cut out. Are you there?
Yeah.
Sorry. I think the video kind of cut out a little bit. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I'm here. Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yes.
you were
I was
saying you're
saying,
not knocking anybody, yeah, with the 9 to 5.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, being an entrepreneur is not for everyone. It's very hard, um, grueling. You really got to put in the time to definitely make it work. Yeah.
For sure. For sure. No, but every second that you put in as an entrepreneur is definitely worth it. No matter what you're
Hmm.
doing, everybody has their own definition of what success is. So as long as you're working towards your goals, you are successful at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's all good.
I
Oh,
agree.
Sam is telling us IG glitches when we say COVID. Mm-mm.
Oh, really? Thanks for letting me know. We'll not be doing that.
You know, now we know. At least now we know. So, how do we stay in touch with you? What are the best ways to stay in contact?
Instagram. I do you have a let me ask you a question. Do you have a YouTube Facebook page?
I do have a Facebook page. I have to be honest, I have to be a little bit more, live on Facebook.
Don't
I'm not. I'm
don't
bad.
even listen. That there is a reason why I asked you that, because my Facebook page never seems to sync with the IG page, even though it's owned by the same people. And I find that I'm
Yeah,
more active on Instagram than I am on Facebook. And for some reason, I don't know why Facebook seems so confusing, because it's like you have your
like
business
so
account and the
confusing.
personal account. I'm like, I can't deal with this.
You know what I
When
mean?
the money
I
starts,
just,
yeah, when the money starts flowing a little more, I'll get somebody to handle that Facebook page. But I just can't.
girl,
Not now. So if you want to
I'm
find
telling you.
me, right? If you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram at Color Their World. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is the same name, Color Their World, COLOURTHEIRWORLD, where you will find weekly readings, new weekly readings, no reruns, people, and as well as musical content that is available on that platform.
Weekly readings, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Get your kids on the YouTube channel to
Yes, for
check it out.
sure.
She's got accent, she's got flavor, she's got it all.
And don't forget, anybody that's an author in here, if you have children's material that you would like to be showcased on the Color Their World platform, feel free to send me a DM. As long as you head over to the YouTube channel and you see the format of how I display the books and whatnot, and you're okay with that, then I'm here.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
connections to be made, people. So reach out, color their world on every single platform, pretty much. You could just follow that and link up with her, link up with Erica.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right. So you get the last word. Let me know if you have like a motivational phrase, speech, quote, anything that you would like to share with the masses.
Motivational quote. What is there's so many quotes out there.
Um, One that kind of, you
I don't
really
know.
like it goes
It's
with.
kind of weird. I think I'd have to say, and maybe I'm making up my own quote, or I might be stealing someone
Yeah.
else's, but just in relation to myself, I really believe that if you dream it, you can be it. No matter what it is, no matter what, um, whatever your vision is, whether it being for business, something that you want in your life, and the importance of speaking things into being, because words are so powerful. And you have to be very careful of what you say, not only towards yourself but to others. And I try my best to be a very positive person, though at times things may seem very grim and dark, but just keep in mind that it can always get better. It can always get better.
Important to remember, especially when you're
Mm-hmm.
treading along this entrepreneurial journey. It
Yeah.
is not easy, people, but you know what? Keep going. Things definitely will get better. Keep your head up.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Erica. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story with us. It's
You're
fabulous to
most
have you.
You're welcome. And I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing you and finally meeting you in person this weekend.
Saturday.
It's going to
Saturday,
be
we're going
great.
to be
And
eating and talking.
listen, don't wear anything too tight because you need to have room to
I know,
unzip
right?
to,
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling
right?
you.
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yes.
and once again, thank you to everyone who joined. Thank you to whoever subscribed while we were talking, and even hopping over to the website to have a look at the books or the IG channel. And Ellie, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak to you tonight. It's been great.
No problem at all. Anytime. Anytime you have another book coming out, if you want to sing, do a reading, just let me know. We are here. We'll have you
Thank
anytime,
you.
girl.
Thank you
All
so
right?
much. Alrighty.
All right.
Have
You
a good
have yourself a
night.
good night, okay? We'll talk to you
Alrighty.
soon.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. All right, guys. Color their worlds, okay? Color their worlds. We definitely need to make sure that we are going to support. Okay, guys, if you guys head over to the YouTube page, make sure that you guys check her out. I love what I'm hearing. I got to get my kids involved in this. I want them to see the readings. My kids love to read too, but they also love to be read too. Kids always love to hear an entertaining book. So, put it out there. She's got songs. I can't wait to hear the music. I did hear her one song, the Missing You, that goes with the book. So you guys definitely want to check that one out. It's a beautiful, beautiful tune. So yeah, support in any way that you know how. If you know of any other children's authors that are looking to get their book out and read, check her page out. See if it's something that you guys are interested in getting your book read on her page, and then reach out to her. She's definitely easy to connect with. And you guys could make some magic. You never know what might happen. She said a lot of very, very important things tonight. We got to remember how important it is to make sure that we're changing what we can do for our children, education wise. So the reason why she started this was because she wanted to make reading fun for her daughter. You know what I mean? And it's important as parents, as aunts, uncles, cousins, sisters, brothers, whatever role you play in a child's child's life, it's important to always look at different ways that we can switch it up and help them to learn and make learning fun for them, because it's important. You know what I mean? These things are essential. So definitely love to hear that. And then, of course, if you can dream it, you can be it. And that is something that we all know how powerful the words are. We all know how important it is to speak life into not only ourselves, but into other people, and to understand that everybody's vision is different. I'm always talking about, the fingerprints that we have are all super unique. Even if you were a triplet born in the same belly with all three or four of your brothers and sisters, you're still different. And you've got that unique fingerprint that nobody in this entire world has. So we're all bringing something super unique, super great to the table. It's important to make sure that you bring your greatness to the table. And, one thing she spoke about is how long she's loved to write. She's been loving to write. And all of a sudden, things changed in her life. Her dynamic changed that now brought her back to a passion that she always had inside of her. We have these visions, we have this greatness inside of us, and it's really important to just make sure that we can share it with the world, guys. So I'm excited. I'm always excited to hear great stories. Of course, this is What's the 411, where everybody's story matters. And it's great to hear, to inspire not only myself, but inspire you guys to step out into your greatness and do something fabulous that the world is just waiting for you to do, because you know what it is, right? So I just want to encourage you guys, remind you that I have a couple of things happening this week. We're going to be doing the Mindset 101 that's going to be starting on Wednesday. Okay, so Mindset 101 starting on Wednesday. On the 10th, which is, I believe, Friday, I think is the 10th, we're going to be we're starting our 10-day challenge for the month. So make sure that you guys are jumping on board. This 10-day challenge is going to come in strong. It's going to hit us hard, because guess what? 2022 is it's right there. It's right there. We're so close to 2022. We need to make sure that we're doing what we got to do to wrap this year up and end off strong. We don't know what's happening in 2022, but no matter what comes at us, we got to make sure that we're prepared in any way possible, right? Also, 2022 is a huge year. You guys know, if you watch the summit, make sure that if you didn't watch the summit, make sure that you head on to my YouTube page and check it out. But at the end of that summit, I did make reference to the fact that we're not going to be doing the summit seasonally anymore for the next year, for 2022. I'm not sure what's going to happen in 2023 moving forward, but for 2022, we are just going to do the summit once a year, one time. It's going to be once in 2022. It's going to be in August. I'm not sure of the exact date yet, but I will let you guys know. I'll keep you posted. But a project that I am really passionate about right now is going to be in the works for 2022. So we are doing a docu-series called Black Love in the Six, and I'm reaching out to a bunch of different individuals who right now everybody is super on board. Everybody's interested in being a part of this docu-series. We're going to be talking about all things love. We're going to be talking about the definition of love, what you feel love is, what you feel love isn't. We're not only going to be talking about intimate relationships, we're going to be talking about love in the community. We're going to be talking about love between friendships, love in friendships, love in families, love in every aspect that we can think of it in. Where do we go from here? What went wrong? How do we blossom? How do we make sure that we're building a loving foundation for our children so that they can enhance their futures? We're going to be talking about all of the things. Now, these are all of the great aspects that we want to come out of this conversation. At the end of the day, the purpose of it is to bring our community together, to bring that love together in our community, more to build on it, to make it stronger, also to build back the Black family as well. This is something that's extremely important. Not only the Black family, but anybody that watches this documentary is just going to want to build something. They're going to want to build community. They're going to want to build together. They're going to want to show love. And that's the whole purpose of the documentary. So I'm working on a poll to send out to you guys. So I have all these different ideas that I want to make sure that we're changing the narrative around our community, around what we view as love, marriage, all sorts of different things. And we need to create our own statistics. So I'm going to put out this poll. You guys are going to take the poll. You're going to help me gain some new statistics so that we can talk about what's going on in our community, and we can have some different statistics that we've created moving forward in Toronto, in the GTA, in Ontario. Yeah, so we have our own statistics, so we're going to do that, and then we're gonna start these conversations. I want to have conversations with people that have been in marriages, people that have been divorced, people that are in families, like everything. We're just going to have a great conversation. So if you happen to have any ideas, if you guys want to get involved, if you know somebody who's like, I'm great at holding a camera, I'm great at doing the lighting, I have a perfect venue for you, like, you know what I'm saying? Just reach out to me. Let me know how you want to help, how you want to get involved. If you're somebody that wants to be in on a conversation, do you have a topic that you think would be great to talk about? One of the great things that we are going to discuss is Black love versus love. So, in other communities, they don't call it white love or Spanish love or, Polish love. They just call it love. But in our Black community, we tend to put Black on things like Black on Black crime, Black love, Black. Like, do we need to have that? Is it in, like, what is that? You know what I mean? We're going to be breaking that conversation down. I want these conversations to be thought provoking, things for us to actually think about. What about our future? Like, what are we doing to help to enhance our children? And are these terminologies really something that we should be using, or do we need to drop them? You know what I mean? So there's going to be a lot of different conversations. That's just one of them. I'm not going to give it all away, you know what I'm saying? But it's definitely going to be a great conversation that I want you guys to be a part of. So reach out to me, just send me a DM, let me know. I'm getting everything organized now so that in 2022 it's just going to be game time. You know what I mean? We're going to get to the venues, we're going to have the conversations. We're going to be talking to men. We're going to be talking to women. We're going to be talking to men and women together. We're going to be talking to young people. We're going to be talking to old people. We're going to be talking to children. We're going to be talking to different dynamics, not only our community, but we want to see what other people have to say about our community as well. And then, of course, the most important thing is establishing our own statistics, taking questions and getting the answers from our people truthfully on what the issues are, how we can address them, and how we're going to move forward. So that's it for me for today, guys. Next week, I'm going to have a very special guest like I do every single week. I'm excited about every single conversation that we have. It's greatness. So today, you want to make sure that you are going over to Color Their World. She's got Instagram, she's got YouTube, she even got Facebook. Guys, just hit her up on all different platforms. Colortheirworld.ca is the website. Order the book. Check out the single. She's got an album coming out, she said, by the end of this month. And then December 19th, we are going to be having, she's going to be having that Christmas party at Malcolm's Choice, which I'm really going to try to see if I can get there on the 19th to celebrate with the kids. Sounds like a good time. And of course, I just love to eat, so the menu sounds really, really good too. And we have the Black Experience this weekend coming up. So Sam, if you guys haven't checked her out, make sure that you guys check out her platform. She's doing phenomenal things. The dinner is coming up on Saturday, so if you guys are have no plans for Saturday evening and you want to be amongst some really fabulous people in our community, definitely want to get your ticket. And I will see you there. I will be there. Erica will be there. I'll be able to meet her in real life for the first time. And then, of course, Sam will be there amongst a bunch of other fabulous people that are all out here doing great things. Great networking event. All right, guys. So I will see you hopefully on Saturday. But if you can't make it out on Saturday, I will see you right here online on Monday at What's the 411, where everybody's story matters. All right. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.